Okay, no chicken.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? As you can see, guys, this kid does not stop at anything to attain those mega stuff Oreos, and he knows the secret to gains. And as you can see in that very first selfie that him and I took, he is getting pretty darn big. And I wanted to kind of catch you guys up with, what's been going on with me since the wedding. So I've committed to a couple of guest posings I'm going to be doing. Both of them are going to be in August. The first one's August 1st at the not WMBF, but IMBF Battle of the Bay in Livermore, California. And then the second one's August 15th at the Central Valley Classic, and that's an NAMBF show, and that is in Fresno, California. So I've been, getting my head wrapped around, getting myself back into kind of a prep mode, but instead of like, treating it as like an on-off switch, going from off-season into a full-blown prep, I've kind of done it in a way where I kind of treat it like a dimmer switch. I'm slowly kind of turning that switch up. And I think just mentally it's easier for me to kind of get my head wrapped around getting back into prep mode if I approach it kind of in a slow manner and not try to tackle it head on right now, because just mentally it's just hard to go from enjoying life, family, getting married, and then all of a sudden, okay, it's back to work. So it's been a slow gradual build up, since the wedding, which was back on April 25th. So the last 3 weeks or so, it's just slowly been kind of altering my eating habits, making sure that I'm not indulging too much, so cutting things out. And then I've been adding a little bit of cardio back in. And with training, it's just a lot of more of the same. Running right now an upper lower split. And there's a little bit of different focus with each workout. Some of the workouts have a little bit of power blended in with hypertrophy. Other workouts are just hypertrophy. But I would say my program, as of this off season has been more so hypertrophy, and my focus has really been on to really just put a lot more volume into my back and chest more so than any other body parts, because I feel that's where I kind of wanted to make the improvements. So the volume, the frequency was picked up a little bit on those body parts, and my form. That's something that I really emphasize, and I think the emphasis of the off season has been like quality of the movements, making sure that it's spot on, and that the stress with each exercise, the stress I wanted to put on the targeted muscle. I didn't want momentum to come into play, so I wanted to make sure that that quality was on that muscle the whole time. And as far as increasing poundage, it's definitely part of the progression scheme, but only if my form and if I feel safe to do so. So form and safety come first before adding weight. So you could see me add some weight, work with that weight for a little while, and then if I felt comfortable and felt the form was good, then I would proceed to add more weight. But if I added weight and it just didn't feel right, or the form just didn't look that efficient, then I didn't hesitate to kind of lower the weight back down and then build it back up once I improve my form at a lower weight. So it's just a lot of, I could call it like a teeter-totter effect, increase weight, make sure form's good. When it's not, back it off, reset, get the form good, then work it back up. So you could say that's kind of how I've done things over the last 29 years, because I think the reality is that can't always increase weight week to week. If that was the case, I'd be the world's strongest man if I was able to increase weight every single week for the past 29 years. So, just because you're lowering a weight down doesn't mean you're not getting any stimulus on the muscle. Your muscle still has to work. It's still working to move the weight. I mean, any of these clips you can look at right here, you can see the muscles are actually working. So it's not like you're going to see atrophy or anything like that if you lower the weight down. If anything, your quality is going to improve, and you're probably going to hit the targeted muscle more efficiently and more effectively versus just slapping a bunch of weight on and getting real sloppy with form, and then you're asking other muscle groups to help out with the movement. So, but anyway, so that's kind of been my philosophy, my approach, this off season and previous off season as well. And basically, I'm going to continue this approach moving forward because I definitely feel that it's my insurance policy to keep me in the gym as long as possible. So when I look at longevity, I'm pretty damn proud that I've been in the gym, going on 3 decades, 30 years, and only one major injury. So I think I'm doing pretty damn good. So my goal is to be in the gym doing this as long as my body will let me, and I hope to be like a 70-year-old man still moving the weight and still in decent shape. So that's kind of my goal as a bodybuilder. Is I look more so now at longevity um, as more of a goal than like, okay, let me try to squat 500 pounds. So that's kind of just my thought process now and my approach. But yeah, so I'm just, I guess I'm slowly inching my way back towards, Shredsville, chasing the physique again, or I should say I never did stop, just I'm getting ready to kind of get myself back on stage. And so yeah, so I'm trying to get myself back to vlogging and getting myself back on YouTube. I know I've been absent for a while, and that was just because of how busy I was with the wedding and life stuff that it took a lot of my time. So I'll try my best to kind of get more videos out there and get a little bit more organized with them and kind of let you guys know more detail about my training and whatnot. But yeah, you can see here, guys, that pretty getting myself a little excited for the guest posings. As you can see, the approach I've been taking, I still think I'm holding my own when it comes to the muscle mass department. So I'm going to keep going with my approach and look forward to getting my ass back on stage in August. So other than that, guys, have a good week, and we'll talk soon.